Drummers are a much ignored breed. The spotlight usually falls on pretty lead guitarists and pretty inarticulate lead singers. No more. Here are two masters of their art.
Phil Collins.
Right.
Chester Thompson.
Phil leads the band Genesis. Chester was helping out on their last tour.
When I was 10 or 11 years old, I just knew I was going to be a drummer.
Did someone give you a drum set?
No. It was something I was going to do.
When I was about 5 years old, my uncles made me a kit of drums that fitted into a suitcase. And I remember sitting watching television and playing along. I mean, everybody else was in the room at the same time, and it wasn't loud at all.
My family pitched in and came up with the first one because I had a job and no drums, so that's when I was 13.
When I was 12, I got my first kit proper.
So you were a year ahead of Chester?
Yeah, but I had that much to catch up, you know. Over here, we were listening to all the music that was coming out of over there.
How have you changed?
Got more drums. Longer hair.
A lot of things that are happening now, as far as what's the thing to do, is stuff that I played when I was 15 and 16. You know, there's been sort of a circle of, things come back around.
We don't have to keep out of each other's way a lot, which is, myself and Bill, because we came from the same kind of background, I think we were sort of trying to step off each other's feet all the time. Whereas at the moment, it's like that.
What have you learned from playing with Phil Collins?
I've gotten it's a good question actually. I've gotten a very fresh insight on, I guess the more or less English type of drumming, which I'd never had any experience at, and he makes it very easy to comprehend because he does it well.
What do we do? Can you describe what we do different? What British drummers do different to American drummers?
Well, in a way, it's a lot simpler. It's making use of the most simple kind of thing. I mean, and really doing a lot with it. Like, it's just a straight one bass drum, one snare drum kind of thing that mainly interests me. And done right, it's a very unique feel from anything I've ever done.
You know where to use simplicity. I mean, it is basically what you don't play rather than what you play, which is why I think it makes it mostly intuitive. Well, for as long as I can remember, literally since Chester's been in the band and we started doing these drum duets, the only way we found that we could sort of work them out, it was always done pretty late in rehearsal stages, but was for him to come to my room, me to go to his room, and we'd sit opposite each other and play opposite each other with a chair or a stool or whatever was, whatever sounded pretty good and was easy to play on. And we would record it and we'd listen back to it, and we'd say, that bit works, so what was that? What were you doing? And then we'd play it, and then, okay, we'll try to write it down in a way that we could remember it. And every tour we did that. And so this tour, we just started to apply the same kind of approach. And we were sitting there in my room in Brussels, and we left it a little bit late. I mean, it's always left till last, because I don't think either of us really want to approach it because we're scared about what we're going to do. But we started playing on this, you know, Chester set up my computer so we could record it, and we started playing on the stool, leather stool, and it sounded great.
All right. Then you're gonna open up a. I want you to close that. Okay, so go to track. Up there at the top, go to track. And new track. And it's gonna be a real instrument. Okay, and
Googles.
yeah, because it's gonna be the mic, the built-in mic. So you need there's somewhere you can see signal on there, but.
played it back with the compression of the microphone in the computer, it actually sounded very powerful. It didn't sound like just guys playing on a stool. And I remember saying, wouldn't it be interesting if we could actually do this, you know, like do what we're doing now, you know, and feel free enough to keep it loose so that we have landmarks, but we don't actually write it, you know, we don't actually mentally remember everything. We just have landmarks. Maybe I do, and he knows we're going to change to something. Or he does the same and we change, you know. So there's a lot of things after playing so many years together that you kind of, you use to the benefit, and one of those is instinctively knowing when someone's going to do something. So the first day we did it, even with one stool, you know, the idea, although it's stomp territory, it is genuinely the way we've been doing it for like 30 years, Chester and I. So I feel like we might have always been, almost have been there, slightly ahead of stomp, but you know, playing on things and getting a sound happening. But everybody was very enthusiastic. I came back and said to them, the stool idea, what about that? You know, and everyone said, oh, that looks like it could work. Yeah, we just need to get a better stool, you know. So getting over that hurdle was kind of a big thing, getting the thumbs up. Because, you know, it's a little bit, if nobody had liked it, then I don't think we would have ended up doing it, because you've got to have people's enthusiasm, you know.